نَسَبَهُ وَصِدْقَهُ. We know how trustworthy he is. We believe in him. He called us to stop doing al-fawahish, the immoral things, and he asked us to say the truth. And he mentioned, if you remember, we finished that when he said, he recited part of كافها يا عين صاد ذكر رحمة ربك عبده زكريا إذ نادى ربه نداء خفيا. And then النجاشي's response was قال هذا والذي جاء به موسى يأتي من مشكاة واحدة. If you remember, he said, what you say, this means that he has a knowledge. He knows what he's talking about. رضي الله عنه. Because at the end we know that he became a Muslim because Prophet Muhammad prayed Salat al-Ghaib on him, radiallahu anhu. Anyway, this was part. So I will connect part of this now, and we will continue when Amr ibn al-As, when he said, سأستأصل به خضراءهم, if you remember. He said, I will show them tomorrow what I will tell. So now we are in the big context of how the development, the challenges that Muslims they were Muslims. Okay. The fact, alhamdulillah, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are believers in Allah and we know what Islam is, came because of this group of people. We have an idea about the suffering that they will face. Because of it, you and me, we are not worshipping the sun now, or worshipping a piece of tree, or doing bad things, or killing each other just for the sake of satisfying our egos, and we could be such and such. Alhamdulillah, because of this Islam. On the shoulders of who this Islam came? Our ancestors. It's exactly like yourself. When your mother comes to tell you what your father, if he passed away when you were very young, you had no idea what this man, i.e. your father, has done for you. When she keeps, telling you, he did so and so and so and so, he made that, and that you are enjoying what he prepared for you. The appreciation, the feelings, okay, you did not live with him directly physically. But every time at least you will read the Fatiha on his soul, when you enjoy what he has left you, and when you know how he suffered for the sake that you, when you became an adult, you feel proud of him. How many difficulties he was facing, how many things he was able to do them, but he refused just to protect you as his son. Something similar. So we need to know about our real ancestors. Sahaba. Because of them, we know. Right. Now let's continue today's session, inshallah. قالت أم سلمة فلما خرجنا من عنده قال عمرو بن العاص والله لا أنبئ. And this is the last that I did last time. She said, when we left النجاشي Negus, عمرو بن العاص قال والله لا أنبئنهم غدا عيبهم. Tomorrow I will let them know about their weakness points, the defects of, how they will really, I will be able to let them beat them. قال ثم أستأصل به خضراءهم, where I will be able to take them from the roots, to destroy them, to demolish them, to let them disappear. خلاص, I will then finish. قالت فقال له عبد الله, وكان أتقى الرجلين فينا لا تفعل فإن له أرحاما. Abdullah, who used to be with them, he was a mushrik. Still, he said, don't do this. That we have ties with them, we have bonds and ties, they are our relatives, our kins, take it easy, don't do it. Amr ibn al-As, subhanallah, this could be an amazing lesson. Amr ibn al-As, one of the greatest enemies for Muslims, later on he became one of the greatest Sahaba. That's why you never know at a certain time. Don't judge final, say, you are such and such. Say, no, you don't know. But just keep asking Allah guidance for anyone, even if he's bad. You never know when he will change. Subhanallah. قال والله لأخبرنه أنهم يزعمون أن عيسى بن مريم عبد. By Allah, I will tell Negus and Najashi that they claim that Jesus is just a slave a servant, which means not God's incarnate or the Son of God or God himself, depending on which sect in Christianity you belong. He said, I will tell them. Which means what? Amr al-As had a good idea about what is the serious point for Christians at that time. He has an idea because he said, I will show them. This is a very sensitive thing. قالت ثم غدا عليه الغدا فقال له, he came next day, أيها الملك إنهم يقولون في عيسى ابن مريم قولا عظيما فأرسل إليهم فاسألهم عما يقولون فيه. He said, oh king, he was addressing him with an attitude of respect. قال أيها الملك, they have a horrible thing that they say about Jesus Christ. It's like, I will not tell you what is it. It's so great to a degree that I'm not responsible to convey it. Just call them, let them tell you what they say about Jesus Christ. She's very clever. When you are teasing someone, or provoking someone, it's like say, look, there's something so serious to a degree, I can't talk about it. Go and ask him, and I can't. You'll provoke him, this will exaggerate, the possibility of feeling of what kind of serious thing that they are talking about Jesus Christ. He said, إِنَّهُمْ يَقُولُونَ قَوْلًا عَظِيمًا أَرْسِلْ إِلَيْهِمْ وَاسْأَلْهُمْ. Ask them to tell you what they say about Jesus Christ. قال فأرسل إليهم واسألهم عنه. قالت ولم ينزل بنا مثله. لم ينزل بنا مثله. We did not face a time of hardship and difficulty like this in our life. It was the most difficult time in our life. لم ينزل بنا مثله. Which means, okay, what we will say now, because it's a point of conflict between Christians and Muslims. It's a great point actually. The core point of Christianity is the divinity of Jesus Christ. True or false? And the core point of Islam, of At-Tawheed, refusing completely any possibility of giving any type of greatness except to Allah, and any type of attributing anything to anyone on earth, it's shirk, which means you are out of Islam. So you can't tolerate. This point, it's not a juridical dispute. It's not something marginal. Is there a dispute about the color of the jilbab? Yes. Is there a dispute about the lihya? Yes. Beard. Is there a dispute about the niqab? Yes, no problem. No problem. Masih al-jawrabayn, no problem. Different opinions. Jesus Christ, God, Son of God, Prophet. You have something in the middle? It's either kufr or iman. Nothing in the middle. And by the way, even if you visitate, it's a big problem. So that's because she knows what they will be facing. قال ولم ينزل بنا مثله. قال فاجتمع القوم فقال بعضهم لبعض. So they gather, they say, okay, ماذا تقولون في عيسى? What you will say about Jesus Christ if he asks you about? قالوا, which means it's like an open discussion for the whole group. It was not someone who was saying, look, we will say such and that. No. They were discussing together. What shall we say? Is it something, let's play the political game, be very diplomatic, try to avoid, use at-taqiyya. You know at-taqiyya? You know what I mean by at-taqiyya?
Hiding the truth.
Huh?
Hiding the truth.
Hiding the truth knowingly and give a full assurance that that you believe in something else while you are hiding, which is completely haram. It's completely haram. Unfortunately, a group of, I don't know if Muslims or not, but a group of some Muslims, unfortunately they use it. May Allah guide them. طيب. قالوا ما نقول قالوا نقول والله فيه ما قال الله وما جاء به نبينا كائن في ذلك ما هو كائن. They will say exactly what Allah has said and what His Prophet has said. Whatever will happen, we don't care. Because part of the contract between us and Allah is to say the truth. The covenant, ahad, mithaq, to convey the truth, or otherwise you are deluding the people, you are misleading them. Be careful. Be careful. If someone asks you, because this person who's in charge, he's in authority, when he knows the truth, he himself could be a Muslim, and subhanAllah, he became a Muslim. And we never know. Maybe he became a Muslim because of the situation that we will highlight now. The king of Abyssinia, one of the greatest kingdom of Christianity at that time, he became a Muslim, maybe because of this discussion. Now, because we know the past, we are highlighting what was happening before the great scene. Are you with me? So when we are thinking, try to put yourself in their places. When they were thinking, they were so afraid politically, security-wise, very humble number of immigrants. They have no power, no media, no backing system, no money. They are in a place where there are strangers. They have another faith, another culture, another everything. And someone is against them, provoking against them. So can you? It's like you yourself, if you are from Syria or Egypt or Iraq, came in here humbly because someone was torturing you, and the only thing you want just to save yourself. And someone who hates you came to the Canadian government, falsely lying. He convinced the government that you belong to ISIS. What? You see, and if you did not do so and so at that time, maybe out of being afraid and just to be secure, you might claim that you are Christian, even you are not a Muslim. Are you with me? When someone is under big threat, you never know what could happen in your mind and what decisions you might be making. It's not something easy, by the way. It's not easy. And I will just remind me after I finish the story, just remind me by saying the telephone call, okay? Just tell me the telephone call. I will give you a story that happened with me, inshallah. I hope I will not forget. Okay? Just say telephone call with unrecognized numbers. طيب. قال فلما دخلوا عليه قال لهم ما تقولون في عيسى ابن مريم. So when they came, they are confronting them now. Okay, what do you say about Jesus, the son of Mary? The one who is asking now is the great king, Negus Alnajah. What do you say? قال فقال له جعفر نقول فيه الذي جاء به نبينا. We say about him, which means we believe in him, what we receive from our prophet. هو عبد الله ورسوله. He is the servant, the slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his messenger. وروحه وكلمته. And the spirit which was created by him and the word which was fulfilled by him subhanahu wa ta'ala. ألقاها إلى مريم العذراء البتول. His word was fulfilled by being thrown through the archangel Gabriel by the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the Virgin Mary. This is what we say about him. He's a human being, was created in a miraculous way. This is what we believe in Jesus Christ. Clearly, in one sentence. قالت فضرب. Look now to the reaction. I told you this could be one of the greatest historical records that Christians need to study. Not Muslims. Because for us, we know that. I mean, it's part of our faith. It's not something new for us. But our brothers in humanity, Christians, I urge them to study these documents, to know about them. Because this thing happened 1400 years ago. One of the closest to their original status. قالت فضرب النجاشي يده على الأرض. You know, he was sitting like this. He just, moved his hand like this, and from the ground he took a stick, which is very close to him. He said, فضرب النجاشي أخذ منها عودا. He took a stick. ثم قال ما عدا عيسى بن مريم وما قلت هذا العود. This is metaphorical expression. He said, I believe that what you have said is exactly what Jesus Christ is. He confirmed what? But look now to a very serious religious political thing. قال فتناخرت بطارقته حوله حينما قال. تناخر قال تكلموا وكأنه كلام مع غضب ونفور. We discover from this Salama, which became Batariqa, the high ranks of archbishops and priests around whom, all of them they came out with some voices to show their anger. Do something like this. What are you saying? This is against our religion. He's the king. You know, when someone shocks you, when he admits something, or he make a confession completely against what you were thinking, he believes it, it's like this. قال فتناخرت بطارقته. They came with the voices of anger, showing that what they are afraid of him. He is the king. قال فتناخرت بطارقته حوله حين قال ما قال. فقال, of course, he noticed them. He realized these kind of sounds around him, all of them, something like this. قال وإن خرتم, even if you are showing this voice of anger, wallahi, it's metaphorically, he looked at them, he said, in my words, even if you show this, I don't care what you say. Then he addressed Ja'far and his group. He said, اذهبوا فأنتم سيوم بأرضي السيوم الآمنون. They say, go, you are fully secured in my land. من سبكم غرم ثم من سبكم غرم. Anyone insults you, anyone curses you, anyone hurts you, just by an oral words, he will be punished. He will be punished. Immediately, he declared, you see, the final decision. What you are saying, I agree with. You are completely secured and protected. You have the full right to live in my country. Anyone comes with any kind of hurting you just orally, he will be punished. It's an amazing declaration. Look what he continued. قال فما أحب أن لي دبرا ذهب وأني آذيت رجلا منكم. قال والدبر بلسان الحبشة الجبل. Arabs, who can translate this to me? قال ما أحب أن لي دبرا من ذهب وأني آذيت أحدا منكم. العرب.
حتى لو أعطوني جبل من ذهب.
لو أعطوني جبل من ذهب.
إنه واحد ممنوع يأذيكم.
إنه
ما حد يأذيكم.
ما أحب إلي أن لأن فما أحب إلي أن لي دبرا من ذهب وأني آذيت رجلا منكم.
لا أقبل بجبل من ذهب مقابل.
Yes. He said, if I was given the choice that one of you to be hurted, and in return someone will give me a mountain of gold, I will not accept. This is a metaphorical expression, like saying, even if I lose my life, I will not allow no one to touch you. It's an exaggeration expression in their language. That I would love not to have a mountain of gold, okay, and someone to be hurted. It's like a political security declaration. If anyone dares to come to your side, I will show him. قال ردوا, look what he did now. Look to this amazing political media reaction. قال ردوا عليهما هداياهما فلا حاجة لنا بها. He said, return back all the gifts that they brought. What kind of gifts? Do you remember the gifts? What were the gifts? The very prestigious pieces of leather from Mecca to him and to all the archbishops around him. Do you remember? The people of Mecca, they say, they gave him a lot of very, very precious, valuable, gifts from the genuine real leather. He said, ردوا عليهم هداياهما. Give them back all of their gifts. قال فلا حاجة. There's no need for these gifts. والله ما أخذ الله مني الرشوة حين رد علي ملكي فآخذ الرشوة فيه وما أطاع الناس فيه فأطيعهم فيه. Now, this sentence has to do with the context he was facing. Negus himself, his kingdom was, the power, the authority was taken from him by someone. Political conflict, a war with someone. So he was kicked out of his authority and God made him come back again. So he is remembering the bounty of Allah upon himself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honored me And I did not have this by bribe. It's just by the will of Allah and by the mercy of Allah I return back to be a king. So I will not allow myself to take anything in haram. To tell you that he realizes that the bribe at that time was what? Haram. So it's prohibited. قال فخرجا من عنده أم سلمة they say فخرجا من عنده مقبوحين مردودا عليهما ما جاء به وأقمنا عنده بخير دار مع خير جار. So they left the place مقبوحين. مقبوحين, you can translate it, they were in the most ever imaginable miserable status you could ever imagine. They were insulted and cursed and kicked out with all kind of bad feelings that you can ever imagine. مقبوحين. When someone slap you in your face, spit in your face, kick you out of the place, you will be insulted with the highest level. Like this, they were kicked out. Which means, I will not listen to you, I will not give them back to you, take your gifts, go out. قالت فوالله إنا على ذلك إذ نزل به يعني من ينازعه في ملكه. Now she says, after that, قال فما زلنا على ذلك. We stayed for a time, having no troubles, no problems, everything is good, everything is nice. Out of a sudden, we hear that someone came to take the power from him, which means another person who would love to be a king, and he was planning to get rid of Al-Najashi. She continues, فوالله ما علمنا حزنا قط كان أشد من حزن حزناه عند ذلك. She said, up to that time, we did not face a time of sorrow. Feeling sad like that time because of we were really sad for him. And by the way, this gives you an idea about feelings with non-Muslims and non-believers in a human sense. Because some people, when they ask us about, do we have the right to be nice with non-Muslims? Yes. Is it okay to have friends with the normal sense? Yes. لا ينهاكم الله عن الذين لم يقاتلوكم في دينكم ولم يخرجوكم من دياركم أن تبروهم وتقسطوا إليهم. Because some people think, because we disagree in faith, you have no right even to have a good feelings together. No! This is a misunderstanding. Okay? Now, you have the full right to have a nice, good feeling, as long as they are not enemy for you, they are not attacking you, they are not killing you, they are not torturing you, they are not supporting or backing any system to get rid of you completely. They are nice, you have to be nice. Where's the problem? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah used the word al-birr, أن تبرهم. The word birr, al-birru kalimatun jami'atun lima'ani al-khayr. It's like a general word which covers all types of goodness when you deal with others, which means be nice, trustworthy, okay, helpful, cheerful, no problem with that. Now, we understand from Salama, now for them, they had no idea that Al-Najashi later will become a Muslim. For them, Al-Najashi is what? A non-Muslim. She said, we have not faced a time of sorrow and sadness like what we faced because someone was fighting with Al-Najashi and at any moment he could be beaten. He might not be the king anymore. He might be killed, assassinated, be in prison at any time. So they were helpless, powerless. They have no power. They're just a group of new Muslim immigrants sitting somewhere in Abyssinia, and big two armies they are fighting. What can they do? Nothing. Now look Salama, how clever she is. She was, by the way, she was conveying to us every single thing about this one. So she told us this. قال فوالله ما علمنا حزنا قط تخوفا أن يظهر ذلك على النجاشي, because we were afraid if that other person, look, she was clever, she did not take us to the details of who was that person, why they had conflicts, was it his cousin, who cares? Was it from Abyssinia or from Sudan? It's not our problem now. Someone was having a power challenging Al-Najashi at any moment, and Najashi could lose power. Okay? This is the core point. She's very clever in narrating what we need from the story. Okay? قالت تخوفا أن يظهر على ذلك على النجاشي فيأتي رجل لا يعرف من حقنا ما كان النجاشي يعرف منه. She said, we were afraid. We have no idea this possible new king, if he defeated Al-Najashi and he became the king, we have no idea what could happen with us. Maybe he will, someone who's holding hatred against our new religion. We never know. Maybe he will be worse than the people of Mecca. So it's like a natural, justifiable fear. قالت وسار النجاشي وبينهما عرض النيل. He said Al-Najashi, he moved, the Nile River. Nile River, it's very wide. So his enemy was in the other bank of the river. And Najashi was from this side where they were there. So they were in the side where Najashi was living. His enemy with his army came from the other side. So Najashi crossed the Nile to meet the army of his enemy. So Salama says, فقال أصحاب رسول الله من رجل يخرج حتى يحضر وقعة القوم ثم يأتينا بالخبر. They said, who do you think among us someone can go and swim, go and watch the battle? Because at that time I think did not have social media. Did they have? Direct, mobile. They said, we need someone to go to see and to tell us what's happening, because if the scale was not with Al-Najashi, they need to protect themselves. Anything could happen. After wars, when someone is defeated in his land, everything could happen. Everything. It will be a massacre. They will come and kill, they will rape, they will burn, they will steal, everything will happen. قالت among themselves, who can go? قال الزبير بن العوام أنا. قالت وكان من أحدث القوم سنا. شو يعني أحدث القوم سنا؟ Youngest, yes. Here. Who's الزبير بن العوام? الزبير بن العوام, he is the son of Safiya. Who's Safiya? عمة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. Safiya is the sister of Abu Talib, Hamza. Okay? So her son is Az-Zubayr ibn al-Awwam, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, cavaliers, knights, fighters in Islam. Az-Zubayr, sometimes you feel as if you are talking about something from the imagination. He was a young man at that time. We are talking about a war. Okay? Two armies are fighting. They said we need someone to go close to the battlefield to watch, to take an idea and to come. What did they do? قال فنفخوا له قربة فجعلها في صدره ثم سبح عليها حتى خرج إلى ناحية النيل التي بها ملتقى القوم. قربة? It's a container of leather. They used it, out of leather. They closed it, sealed it strongly, and they used to put water in it. Sometimes when it's completely sealed, they fill it with air, they close it, it will be like something you need for a swim. Okay? قال فنفخوا له قربة. He fixed it on his, chest, and he swam on the river Nile to be able to go to the other bank of the river. قال سبح عليها till he reached the other bank, other side of the Nile river. قال ثم انطلق حتى حضرهم. He went till he was able to witness. قالت ودعونا الله للنجاشي بالظهور على عدوه والتمكين له في بلاده. We asked Allah to grant the victory for Al-Najashi against his enemy. Do you know what does this mean? Are you with me? You know why I'm highlighting this? Some Muslims, minority, some of them, and you know some of them sometimes, they say, hey, are we allowed to go to elections to support someone in Canada, or it's completely haram? You know that they do exist, and they are causing a big trouble. We can conclude, our relation with non-Muslims is not just 24/7 fighting. You have this kind of human relations. Down Allah. Salama is saying, we ask Allah to grant the victory. And Najashi at that time for them was what? A non-believer in their terminology. Yet, in the political, human, social level, they were asking Allah to help him against his enemy. Got my point? So sometimes we understand some kind of good understanding, especially when you deal with others. Because some people, they exaggerate in putting the restrictions. قال فسبح عليها ثم انطلق قال ودعونا الله للنجاشي بالظهور على عدوه والتمكين له في بلاده واستوسق عليه أمر الحبشة. Then at the end of the day, Allah gave him the victory. He was controlling completely every single place in Abyssinia, which means he was able to defeat completely the army of his enemy. So he became much more powerful. قال فكنا عنده في خير منزل حتى قدمنا على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وهو بمكة. We were in the best place you can ever live until we decided to come back to Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم. Yes, Lord. تفضل.
النجاشي بصفته كان ملك انه مركز اسلامي الحبشه. كيف وافق الوفد الاسلامي على رايهم بسيدنا عيسى؟
كيف مركز اسلامي؟ مركز مسيحي نعم.
كيف وافق الوفد
This is exactly.
على موقفهم؟
This tells you that he was not adapting what we know about Christianity. But why I'm telling you this is a very important historical record? Are you with me? Are you really? He's asking me a question. It's a normal question. He says, how come Negus was confirming and agreeing with what Ja'far radiallahu anhu, Muslim, they were saying? This is an indication that up to that time, which is 600 years after Jesus Christ, still many Christians, they were very close or still following what? The original of Christianity, i.e. Islam. That's why it's very, very important historical record. Because immediately he said, Wallahi, what you are saying is exactly what Jesus Christ is.
Against his convention.
Superficially. Because, the people around him, they refused. But he said, even if you refuse, which means as if, this is what I believe. Anyway, by the way, we can't force others to believe in that. This is in our resources. But it's a part of our convention. We believe that this happened. But what confirmed that for us, that when he passed away, radiallahu anhu, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu al-Madinah, later on, because out of a sudden, Muhammad sallallahu قال قوموا فصلوا على أخيكم. His name was Ashuma or Ushuma. By the way, Al-Najashi or Negus, the original Latin word, I wrote it here, I think, Negosti. Negosti, sorry, not the Latin. Negosti in the Abyssinian language means king. With me? Like Heraclius. Heraclius is not the name of a person. It's like the emperor, okay, of the Romans. Like Kisra. Kisra is not the name of a person. It's the title. It's like the king, al-Malik, al-Imbarador. So Negosti in Abyssinian language means the king. His name is Ashuma or Ushuma. Anyway, because I don't know exactly the tashkil, this is Dhamm or the Fatih. So when he passed away, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, go, come and pray with me, Salat al-Ghaib, your brother passed away. من يا رسول الله؟ قال النجاشي. He passed away. So up to that moment, he was a true believer, a Muslim, and when he passed away, Prophet Muhammad was told by Jibreel alayhi salam, your brother, the king of Abyssinia, he passed away, pray Salat al-Ghaib, like the janazah on him. Okay, now, how, when, I mean, we don't care. Simply, we were told by Prophet Muhammad that he was a Muslim. Period. I mean, we can't force anyone to accept it, but for us, it's part of what we are sure that it happened. That's it. If you want to accept it, take it. I mean, no problem. Now, up to this moment, we finished narrating. Now, I need you just to have an idea, because we have, mashallah, young people now. Ja'far radiallahu anhu, in a very quick context, he said, بَلْ أَقُولُ مَا عَلَّمَنَا رَسُولُ اللَّهِ. What Rasulullah sallallahu, what did he teach us? قال هو كلمة الله وروح منه ألقاها إلى مريم. You know, this point is not an easy point, because sometimes some Christian brothers and sisters, they keep arguing or asking or seeking the truth. So you as a Muslim, what do you believe about Jesus Christ, and what did Allah say about Jesus Christ? So it's good in this context to quote to you what the Quran exactly says about Jesus Christ in this context. So I will quote the most two important verses, then I will translate them, then I will give you the story of the telephone number, okay? Don't forget. Okay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Ja'far was referring to these ayats. He did not recite them, but he mentioned the core of them. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أهل الكتاب لا تغلوا في دينكم ولا تقولوا على الله إلا الحق إنما المسيح عيسى ابن مريم رسول الله وكلمته ألقاها إلى مريم وروح منه. This is exactly what Ja'far was quoting. كلمته وروح منه ألقاها إلى مريم. He was quoting from this ayah, but he did not recite the full ayah. So I'm giving you the full verse. قال وكلمته ألقاها إلى مريم وروح منه فآمنوا بالله ورسله ولا تقولوا ثلاثة انتهوا خيرا لكم إنما الله إله واحد سبحانه أن يكون له ولد له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وكفى بالله وكيلا. All the translation, all people of the book, do not go to extremes regarding your faith. Say nothing about Allah except the truth. The Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, was no more than a messenger of Allah. This is clearly. إنما المسيح ابن مريم what? Rasulullah. I repeat, this is your faith, our faith. قال اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. The Messiah, Masih, Jesus, son of Mary, was no more than a messenger of Allah and the fulfillment of His word through Mary and the Spirit created by a command from Him. Very simple for us. You need to know this because we believe. Now, and as you know, so believe in Allah and His messengers and do not say Trinity. Stop for your own good. Allah is only one God, glory be to Him. He is far above having a son. To Him belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth, and Allah is sufficient as a trustee of affairs. Right. Because why I'm highlighting this in full? Because sometimes maybe a very nice, good colleague of you, he follows Christianity, will say, but you know, Jesus Christ, there's nothing like Him. He was born without a father. Okay, if you want to accept this, even Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of course, it's a bit, for us it's so easy, it's a miracle by Allah, period, that. But what did Allah say about this? What did Allah say? إِنَّ مَثَلَ عِيسَى عِنْدَ اللَّهِ كَمَثَلِ آدَمْ خَلَقَهُ مِنْ تُرَابٍ ثُمَّ قَالَ لَهُ كُنْ فَيَكُونُ. Indeed, the example of Jesus in the sight of Allah is like that of Adam. He created him from dust, then said to him, be, and he was. What's the problem? As if the Quran is suggesting the following. if you who follows this faith thinks that the fact that Jesus Christ came without a father, which is true, this is part of our faith, if you believe that Jesus Christ came through a father, you will be a kafir. Because as if you are accusing Maryam of committing fahisha, alayhi salam, which is completely against Islam. I mean, we believe he came without a father. How? Not God's incarnate, tajassulillah. No. By the will of Allah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is suggesting this very strong argument. If you, this is my words now, I'm explaining, analyzing and explaining. If you were to accept the fact that Jesus Christ is God's son because he had no father, you should have taken Adam as an above God above him, because Adam has no father and no mother. I mean, this way of thinking, this logic must lead you to accept Adam as a superior God to Jesus. Jesus at least has a mother. So where is the mother of Adam? Father of Adam. Who deserves to be superior God? According to this logic.
Yep.
Of course, for us simply, that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّ مَثَلَ عِيسَى عِنْدَ اللَّهِ كَمَثَلِ آدم خلقه من تراب ثم قال له كن فيكون. Be and it was. Period. By grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a miracle. That's it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to do this and decided to do this in a very simple, humble way. Right. By this, I mean, we have finished this. Next time, inshallah, we will continue after the Abyssinia, what happened to the new immigrants. Now I told you to remind me, alhamdulillah, I remember by myself. Who, what was? The Ferrari car, the red Ferrari car, صح? No? What was the story of? Let me give you this practical, actual lesson happened with me. Once I received a very strange telephone call. It's about 13, 14 years ago. Part of my life, any number that I do not recognize, I don't reply, because simply I can't live. Because at some certain times, every 9 minutes, my telephone rings 24/7. Anyway, so a very strange number. It was like 4 zeros, 3 nines, 3 ones. It's very strange. It was not a normal one. So out of curiosity, really, I replied because I was keen just to know which country is this. Then I discovered it was a telephone call through the internet using the laptop. It was not a normal mobile, okay? Anyway, what was the idea? Someone was phoning me from a country that I don't know, and he refused to tell me in the telephone. He said, "Doctor, yes, please, I need a fatwa." I'm not a mufti. I did not know what was his mind. I said, "I'm not a mufti, okay?" He said, "No, I need you in specific. You tell me, because something has to do with faith. He need a faith fatwa." Okay? He said, "Please, I need your help." I said, "Okay, what was your question?" He said, "I live in a European country," and he refused to tell me what his country is. He said, "I'm a Jordanian, and I left Jordan for this country, and I came illegal." I said, "Okay, what was the problem?" He said, "Okay, all the time I'm chased by the police because I have no legal papers, no residency, like no PR, for example, okay? So in that X country, which I don't know, all the time I'm afraid, I'm scared. Whenever I see a police car, I just lose my control, I feel afraid." And I was told, focus now with me, I was told in this country that the only way to guarantee with the best easy way to have the full residency, to claim that you are Christian and you left Islam and you were tortured in Jordan because you were converted, and the criminal Jordanians, they were torturing you and you to do this and this, and you flee and you escaped from Jordan and you went to that country and they welcomed you as an oppressed new Christian convert. He's asking me, is he allowed to do this or not? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Now, to be honest with you, as someone in the status of someone has a knowledge, I'm not supposed to reply immediately because I don't know what's behind him. So I was afraid for a moment, maybe someone is threatening him. Maybe someone in Jordan is threatening his life. He will torture. Maybe he had to do that because he's afraid. So I did not say anything. I said, excuse me, I need to ask you this question. Is this a life threatening for you in Jordan? He said, no. Said any kind of tribal conflicts, but sometimes if he killed someone from a tribe, taking the revenge by the other tribe could lead to kill him, which is very normal. Anyone is chasing you to kill you? No. Any security issues? No. Any serious political problem? No. Anyone torturing you? Anything? I said, no. I said, you are asking me, just going, he said, only I came here just to have a better financial status. Said, and you are asking me whether this is legal or not? I said, to the best of my knowledge, I don't know if there is on earth a crazy person who will give you a fatwa. A crazy. After even losing his mind, will not lose haram. How come? Then he shocked me by saying, all Arabs and Muslims that I know in this country, they achieve the visa of the PR by this way. Do you know what does this mean? Some European countries, I said, Hasbi Allah wa ni'mal wakil. You are claiming in this country that your country, they were torturing you and you're destroying my image of my country. For example, in this case, by the way, then I discovered later, because I was talking with a high-ranked police officer in one of the gatherings. I told him, I received the call, so he said, I know, many reports came to us, it's Italy. Yes, this is what the police officer told me. Colonel in the police, he said, we received many reports about this. This is the case now, in case of Jordan. Imagine some Jordanians, just to have a better financial status, he is ready to claim that he became a Christian. Then Muslim Jordanians started torturing him to bring him back, and this poor, nice, cool, new Christian convert, he's kept to Europe, including Italy, and he has to, he needs to be there, and he declares that he's Christian. He said, just to earn an extra $500, you are ready to destroy the image of the whole Muslims? To earn extra $500 in your life, in a better status, you are ready to make a lie against a full country. 10 million people will be in the sight of, when he goes to the courts. Why you are here? Because I want to torture. Torture by whom? Muslims in Jordan. Hasbi Allah wa wakil. And we have nothing to do with that. But how many of them we have no idea? He told me, he claimed that the people that I know, they did it. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. I remember this story because of what? Why do you think I'm quoting this story? Why do you think I'm quoting this story tonight? Ja'far! Just 10 minutes ago we were quoting what? Ja'far radiallahu anhu was in a 1,000 double time danger than this. They were the only Muslim group outside of Mecca. And if they were vanished, maybe Islam could have vanished at that time. And they might be excused simply just to hide part of the truth. True or false? They are under an amazing pressure. No backing system, nothing, and they were really tortured, really killed, really, literally. Yet, he said, Wallahi, لن نقول إلا ما علمنا رسول الله. And this person is, لا, المشكلة إنه عم بطلب مني فتوى. Imagine, he's seeking the answer from me, and he's ready that I might tell him, yes, mashallah alayk, Allah knows your niyyah, you know your intention, jazakallah khair. Earning $500 extra is a very justifiable reason. Go, mashallah alayk, may Allah accept from you. المهم النية. You know القلب الأبيض? You know the what happened to people? حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل. What's this? What's this? And maybe, I believe, if we have a time and we open this file, maybe some of you have stories about similar things, that someone in his status, he's ready to forsake everything in Iman just to let others be satisfied from him. We have these stories. Be careful. Be careful. Now, Wallahu A'lam, the status of steadfastness, اللي هو ثبات on the faith, might be the main reason why Al-Najashi, the king of Abyssinia, became a Muslim. Clear? So now when I tell you, do you remember the story of the telephone? You will be able to know by coding system what does this mean, okay? Jazakumullah khair. See you tomorrow on the tafsir session. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.